We're back here on the Lynn Hayes Freeland Show. How about the main color in my graphics there is red? A whole lot of red on this couch this morning. That's because we are celebrating 90 years of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated here in Pittsburgh. Three ladies, three different perspectives. Imogene Hines.
Hi, how are you? Caught me a little off guard. How are you doing?
I am fine. Ann Haley and Janet Bell. Welcome to you all.
Thank you.
And let me just first, Janet Bell, you've been a member of Delta Sigma Theta for 65 years.
Exactly.
That is awesome.
It is.
Congratulations.
Thank
on that.
you.
So let's talk about it. You ladies are celebrating 90 years, but let's just talk a little bit about the history of Delta Sigma Theta here in Pittsburgh.
Okay, I think I'll address that for you.
Okay.
In 1927, we had the beginning of our chapter, and it was what we called a mixed chapter. And that meant that there were undergraduates and graduates. And after, I think we took about close to 50 years, and when 1970 came, we realized that some of the projects we wanted to execute really called for mentoring of youth. So we decided we needed an alumni chapter. And so we asked for a new charter, and in 1971, that charter was, in fact, approved by National. And I think the real important thing about it is that whether or not it was a mixed chapter or the graduate chapter we have now, is that the programmatic thrust always remained intact. And basically it is that we have to have educational development, economic development, looking at physical and mental health, as well as international awareness and some political awareness.
Absolutely, and you actually answered the question I was going to ask Ann, because I think that, you know, we kind of live in this world of Greekdom, but I'm not sure that all of our viewers know exactly what we're talking about when we say chapters and organizations. But Ann, I want you to talk a little bit about some of the things, because you guys, you ladies, do a lot of community service in this area and across the country. Talk about some of the community service projects.
Well, as Imogene mentioned, we follow the national thrust. And so we plan programs in the chapter that follow that in education, social awareness, health and mental health. So this year we had a big health fair at the Thelma Lovett Y, where we had the public come in and do testing and make sure that they learned about diabetes and so forth. So that's one of the programs. We still have our Delta Academy, which is focused on girls in math and science. And that happened to start when I was president years ago, and it's still going on today. Then we have Delta Gyms, and we also have our program with Sojourner House, which focuses on abused women and their family. And we have political action. We have so many programs that the chapter members are involved in, but it goes, it's what our members have always done. Yeah, if I called some names for you, Mildred Wade and Shady Crosland and Mary Stone, those were the women whose shoulders we stand on now.
Absolutely, and all of those women were so much a part of my life growing up.
Exactly.
Janet, let me talk to you, and I don't know, this may not be a fair question, but I know we have a photograph of your membership. Do you know how many active members you have locally in Pittsburgh?
I think it's close to 200.
Okay, all right. Now, we're talking about a 90-year celebration. We mentioned that you've been a member for 65 years. Did you come to Delta Sigma Theta here in Pittsburgh?
Yes, I did. I pledged at Duquesne University.
Okay, so for 65 of the 90 years, you've been a member of the Pittsburgh chapter.
Exactly.
Tell me what has been your biggest joy?
I think interacting, I was fortunate enough to know most of the legacies that we had. She named some. I was Mary Baltimore, Florence May, who was one of the first teachers in Pittsburgh, Eva Mae Thomas. There's just so many legacies that really guided us and mentored us, and it was just, if they asked us to do something, we couldn't say no.
Absolutely.
And if we made a mistake, they just held us up and told us just what to do and how to do it. So, and then I have one experience with Sora Eleanor Jones, and I remember she asked me to read a passage for one of our events, And I was retired then, had been teaching for 37 years, so I thought, oh, I could just read this. Well, when I got finished, she said to me, oh no. And she taught me in about 45 minutes how to read this passage. And that was the first black teacher that I'd ever
Wow.
had. And I will never forget this. Every time I open my mouth, I think, oh, how did she say
You hear her in your head, don't you? All right, ladies, let's talk about a 90th celebration. How do you celebrate 90 years?
With lots of activities.
Okay.
The 90th Anniversary Committee has really been working about close to a year, where we just didn't want to focus on one event, which is the gala that's coming up.
Okay.
So actually we did 3 events.
Okay.
That started about 6 months ago. We did a roundup where we wanted to get chapter members who aren't as active, but to come out and have some fun one afternoon.
Okay.
And renew why you joined. We sang songs. So it was just a fun activity. The second part of the program was a presidential forum where past presidents were invited to talk about their tenure and to really educate new members as to the celebration of 90 years of Delta. The gala, which is on October 13th at the Wyndham, is a celebration. It's a party. It's like a birthday party. We've been around for 90 years. We want to have fun. We will also recognize 9 women, Janet included, who have served over 60 years.
Wow, that is amazing.
It is amazing.
Absolutely.
And we will also have dinner, dancing to Lindsay Smith group.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to a good party.
Absolutely.
And we invite the Pittsburgh community to join us.
I was going to say, I was just going to throw that to Imogene because, you know, it's so often, and you know I have said on this show, the last time the AKAs were here, I said, Deltas, SG Rose, come on the show and talk about it. Your gala is an event for all of Pittsburgh. It's not just for Delta Sigma Theta.
That's correct, because when we celebrate, we like to celebrate with the sons and the mothers of the fathers of the sons and daughters who are in our program. You don't have to be a Delta legacy in order to participate, and that's one good thing about the program. If it's an AKA or a Kappa Alpha Psi young adult, we welcome everyone, because everyone needs a little bit of extra polishing, as we say, a little bit of extra attention and mentoring. So we do have it as come one, come all. And also, we don't discriminate. It's not just for non-Greeks can attend as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so we have an open invitation that anyone can attend who would like to, who might be interested in just celebrating a history of strong black women in Pittsburgh.
Absolutely. And I'm going to ask you to give the phone number where folks can get tickets.
Right.
Do you know? Okay.
We hope you will join us. The phone number is area code 412-404-2442.
Okay.
And you just give that number a call, and we will make sure that you have a ticket.
Put aside as many tickets as you want. Okay, we're going to
Right.
take a commercial break. We only have a couple minutes left, but we're going to take a break. And I want to come back, and I want to get back to this whole 90 years, because you know what? We underestimate how significant 90 years is. There's not a whole lot in our community that's been around for 90 years. We'll talk about that much more. We'll give you that phone number again, all coming up when the Lynn Heath Show continues. Don't go away.